Other top story, President Trump reportedly considering executive action to close the southern border to migrants. According to the New York Times, the order would ban some Central Americans from entering the country, citing national security concerns. It could also keep migrants at border entries from claiming asylum. This, as Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen questions the motive of the coming caravan.
If they are truly fearing for their lives and they're being persecuted, they don't need to get to the United States. They should be seeking refuge in Mexico.
Well, President Trump is sending 800 troops to line our border before the caravan arrives. But if they do make it to the border, it will be difficult to keep the migrants out. Why? Something called credible fear. Homeland Security officials stressing some asylum seekers use that term to exploit the system, claiming that they would be in danger back in their own country. But really, they just want to work. Migrants using credible fear to get into the U.S. jumped from 5% in 2006 to 39% in 2016. Well, despite the looming caravan, Democrats not taking back their calls to abolish ICE.
I think we should get rid of ICE.
We've got to critically re-examine ICE.
What it's turned into is frankly a terrorist organization.
Well, now acting ICE Director Donald Vitello and Secretary Nielsen are firing back.
There's 20,000 public servants out there that are getting up each and every day to try to protect this country, and that's what we do at ICE.
Child exploitation, that's what they fight. Cybercrime, that's what they fight. Protecting our communities, that's what they fight. Helping state and locals with investigations, that's what ICE does. I mean, it's completely irresponsible and dangerous for anyone to suggest anything differently about ICE.
Nielsen adding that ICE agents risk their lives every day to keep Americans safe. Well, we just told you President Trump reportedly weighing using executive action to stop that caravan. Is that the right move? Joining me now to debate it is Republican political strategist Loretta Lepore and Democratic strategist Antoine Seawright. Thank you very much for joining us, both of you, this morning.
Good morning.
Thank you.
So let's talk first about this idea of asylum. Antoine, I'll start with you. We've been discussing this all week. There's already a backlog of some 350,000 asylum cases.
Well, keep in mind, these people are not coming here because, for whatever reason, for political reasons. They're coming here because they are seeking a different quality of life. They're coming here because their life is being threatened. They're coming here because they want a different quality of life for their children. And I think sometimes that gets lost in the argument, not to mention that we are a country of immigrants. This is who our nation is. This is who we are built upon. And so sometimes this president, this Congress wants to use this issue as a red meat issue to generate the base for a re-election campaign or a midterm election, but it's bigger than that. And I think we have to really stay focused on the real issue, and that is focusing on how we address this ongoing issue called immigration reform in this country.
Loretta, do you agree with that? I mean, is this a red meat issue when you have at 1.17 people trying to come into this country illegally? I mean, Antoine is right. We are a country of immigrants, but we're a country of legal immigrants.
We are a country of legal immigrants, and I do agree with Antoine that we are an envy of the world for our quality of life, and that people do want to come here to enjoy the quality of life that we as Americans have become accustomed to and should not take it granted for. This situation that we're facing right now should not be viewed as a political situation or a partisan issue, but more a bipartisan issue. We're facing a crisis of thousands of individuals who may be approaching our border, and national security is the key issue here. And when we're talking about national security, most Americans believe that this is a unifying issue. This is a core competency of our federal government, and they want to know that the chief executive and our members of Congress are in charge and working together to ensure that our borders are safe and secure, and that those individuals coming into our country are truly those individuals being persecuted at home and need asylum here.
Okay, so that makes sense.
And not individuals have ill intent.
Antoine, what's wrong with that?
So the question is, like, you said a few key words, and I'm a big fan of words. You said maybe, meaning maybe they will make it here. They also think, you also said if they were really, truly at danger in their own country. Well, what we do know is that they are. You won't see a mother traveling with her children thousands of miles to get to the United States of America if they were not endangered. Look, this is a real issue. They're coming here because there's something going on in their country and they want a better quality of life, and that's who we are. That's who America is.
Right, but Antoine, why not stop in Mexico then? If you're in fear of your life and you need to get to the safest place immediately, why not stop at the safest place that you come to first?
Heather, keep in mind, a lot of them will not make it past Mexico. Look, we're talking about thousands of miles with children, 2 or 3 children at a time, and so a lot of them will stop at Mexico. Most of them will not make it here. What happens next is what happens when they make it to the U.S. border, and I think that's so important.
And if they, and the president has said, if they decide to come through legally, Loretta, we'll toss it to you to end this, that will be allowed. But they have to do it legally.
Right. And I think we can't doubt that there are individuals, there are a number of folks in this group, in this migrant caravan that are in danger or fear for their lives in their home countries, and that they do want to be in a safe place. And America is a safe place. However, we have a legal immigration system too, and there may be, we don't know this, but there may be individuals amongst this group who want to just come to this country because there is a better way of life here. Those are 2 different things.
Actually, we do know that because people have been interviewed and said they're coming here for a job. So we do know that. We do know that those people are there.
Okay, and those individuals, we have a legal immigration system, and we have many people waiting to enter this country through our legal immigration system. And so those folks that are trying to cut the line, so to speak, they need to come to this country legally.
Loretta, you would agree that we need a bipartisan immigration reform system in this country.
And we've needed that for a long
Republicans
time.
Need to work together, and it needs leadership from this president and not rejecting a bipartisan proposal to get us done. I think you would agree with me on that.
And we perhaps need it from the last president as well. Thank you, Loretta, Antoine. We appreciate you joining us.